that's possible. Talking about it today. Hey everybody, Barrett Dastrup here. Thanks for joining me on Tempo League. We're going to talk about what we just saw Ramon Montagner and Riccardo Merlini doing, playing incredibly fast singles with one hand. You know, I saw on the Riccardo Merlini video comments that said, that's a nice gimmick or that's a nice trick. But I'm thinking this is much more than a gimmick or a trick. This is something that you can absolutely apply in grooves. Ramon Montagner is Brazilian, and he uses this to play samba rhythms. So check this video out of him doing just that. I mean, imagine if you could play that with one hand. And you could get the same thing going on in the left hand, and you could be playing crazy fast single stroke rolls, but they're still polished and you can hear every stroke, and you work that around the kit. You know, the Riccardo Merlini thing, I saw comments also saying, well, yeah, that's a nice trick, and he's not the best drum set player though. I mean, he sounded pretty awesome to me on the set. That's pretty great. So something I definitely want to get better at. And I'm nowhere near these guys, but I'd like to go on this journey of improving step by step, and I want to take you with me. Today we are at 60 BPM, and we're just going to work out our right hand and left hand. We're going to focus on one simple exercise, playing 16th notes on each hand, and just really focusing on the quality, making sure we're playing in the center of the pad, making sure that we're feeling good in both hands before we move up the tempo ladder. So we're doing that today, and I'm hoping to check in periodically on this. This isn't the only thing we want to work on, obviously. There's many things that we want to improve on as drummers, but this is certainly, for me, one thing that I want to get better at. So hoping to check in once in a while with a video, showing where I'm at, marking the progress, and we can do this together. So enough talking, let's jump over to the drum pad and look at the exercise and get going. All right, so what are the mechanics, first of all, before we get into the exercise? So it's drop catch, okay? We're gonna first drop, and you can see my fingers stay on the stick, okay? It's not like this and my fingers are off. It's fingers on, and then the second stroke is the fingers just pulling the stick back into the palm, okay? It's the same thing with the left hand. Now my left hand's weaker than my right, and yours probably is too. But it's the same thing. Okay? I don't know that there's much else to go over other than I'll say when you start this, it's going to feel really awkward. You're going to think, why is this so hard? Especially with the left hand. It's going to want to go all over the place. It's going to want to come off your hand and go kind of wonky to the left or the right and not stay straight, and you know, your fingers aren't going to want to stay on the stick. All of that is totally normal. I would say over at tempoleague.com, check out my Better Hands course. We talk about French grip, and we go through exercises that are going to help you ultimately with not just this, but all of your hand techniques. So check that out. But for right now, assuming that you've got the hand technique built up, we're going to go ahead and just play this together for a bit. We're going to put on 60 BPM. And I'm just going to play through a bar on each hand. So it's going to be, just as an example, this is 60 BPM. We're going to play 16th notes. Okay, that was one bar. So it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2, right? So on and so forth. Things we're focusing on are keeping the beads of the sticks as much in the center of the head as possible. And we really want to mirror what's going on in our right hand and what's going on in our left hand. Okay, look at your sticks. Look at the way that your fingers are set on the stick for your right hand, and make sure that that looks and feels the same on your left. And take whatever time you need to take to make that true. If it's a week, if it's 2 weeks, whatever. I know I keep saying that, but it's so important that you don't get antsy and try to move on to a higher tempo before you're ready. because that's not going to help you out. You're just going to be frustrated, and a year later, you're going to be in the same spot. Whereas if you pay the price at 60 BPM and you work it out for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever you need, you're really going to see improvements, and that's what we want. So 60 BPM, 16th notes, a bar on each hand. Let's just play for a while. I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. We'll see. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Play along with me. 4. I can definitely feel that my left hand still needs work. It always will. Don't feel as confident with it. Getting off the metronome. You doing this with me? If you need to back it down, pause this and go to 50 BPM or whatever. Trying to move my hand out of the way so you can see what's going on. I mean, you've already seen, but can't hurt to see a little more. Whoa, okay. And everybody, that was 60 BPM. Try this out. We'll check back in once in a while on this, as we want to work on many other things, but this is such an interesting, awesome, useful skill, and excited to see where we can take this one. Have a great week. Thanks for checking out Tempo Leak. We'll see you next time.